Hello everyone, and welcome back to the SS United States channel, which has changed, as you guys can tell. The name now is the SSUSF, and that sums it up, stands for, if you guys didn't know, SS United States Forever, just shortened with the initials. And there's a few reasons why I changed it. The main reason was I felt the other one was too long. It was just very hard. It was kind of hard to say, and it didn't really have that much, ring to it or nothing like that. SSUSF is still something that's experimental and honestly could change in the future, so keep your eyes out for that. One thing I want to mention as well, I really appreciate you guys for all the support. If you guys haven't told, 3 subscribers in like 3 days, which, doesn't sound like a lot, but when you look at the time span, 3 days, 3 subscribers, that's a subscriber a day in a row. Yeah, well, I'm gonna complain. I'm at 143 subs. And the last upload was what, like 2-3 weeks ago? And, yeah. That was an older upload, by the way. That was an older one, that older recorded upload that I just eventually uploaded because I didn't really want to record any other videos. There was no point. I was already going to release that one anyway. But, yeah. So, room has definitely changed. All my stuff, all my shelves are now up on shelves. And, so you can see a little bit more of my merch and all that of maritime history. And, yeah. So, today's topic is actually a topic that was went back when I had, almost 105 subscribers. I actually got it from someone who actually literally just subscribed to me, and they were, on Roblox or something. I play Roblox, but only for, I really don't play Roblox except for Tiny Sailor's World. I'm not even lying. Tiny Sailor's World is, the only Roblox thing I really play. But, actually, someone was playing it, and they actually wanted me on my YouTube, and then they asked me, could you do a video on the history of the United States lines? And I thought, you know what, that's actually not a bad idea. Wrote down my notes, and today I just thought of making a video, couldn't think of one, then looked at it, and I'm like, you know what, maybe it's about time. Before we get into this video, I do want to say, I did say a couple months ago, I believe, that I would be live streaming at 150 subs, and I'm debating if I should. I said that originally at 100 subs before I had even 100. I would live stream, but it got pushed back for multiple reasons. I had a huge break and all that. And I'm debating again, should I do it at 150 subs? Because I'm really close to 150 subs. It's really y'all's preference. I would do it. The main reason that's stopping me is mostly because the main question is, would you guys actually tune in? So, in the community section, or if there's comments on this video, or even on my shorts that have comments, I want you guys to tell me. Would you guys actually tune in and watch the live stream? Because I don't want to live stream no one and just sit there for no reason for an hour. I actually want to talk with you guys and actually have some fun doing it. I don't want to just sit there because I don't know if the channel's big enough and all that to actually do it. I would do it. I don't know if anyone would tune in, which is why I'm basically asking, would you guys actually tune in? Would you guys like to see a live stream? I actually remember doing this, making a community post on it very long ago, and multiple people said they would. But I just want to know if those people are still there, and if they are and everything, I would be down to do a live stream. But without further ado, let's get away with this long intro. A lot happened, so, yeah. Today's topic, which I still not going through, is the history of the United States line. So, hope you guys enjoy this video, and, yeah.
America's newest and biggest liner, the United States, leaves Newport News, Virginia, for a trial run in the Atlantic. The designers expect the $70 million superliner will sail faster than any commercial vessel ever built. The United States, now under her own power for the first time, is to undergo 2 days of tests. She won't enter the Atlantic run until July. 990 feet from stem to stern, She weighs in at 52,000 tons, 30,000 less than the Queen Elizabeth.
Okay, and where we're going to start with the United States lines is, my channel is around the SS United States, but it's around other ships and lines, such as the line that owned it. Now, where we're going to start with the United States lines is around the 1800s. The United States lines, for you guys who don't know, was actually built and designed in 1920, just after World War I. But before the United States lines, there was another United States lines, a major company that was simply called the United States of America, actually, and it was actually built 3 years after the American Revolution in 1786. And this would last all the way to like the early 1900s, I believe, which actually had the blue ribbon in the 1840s. Yeah, America had the blue ribbon before the United States. So, and then the Europeans took it. But anyway, this would set up the groundwork for America, but they would be backstage compared to the other major lines like Cunard Line or White Star Line, stuff like that. So in the 1920s, after World War I ended, America and the allies of World War I were given many ships, money, and all that from Germany, the German Empire, after the war as war reparations. And a man by the name of Kermit Roosevelt, the actual son of Theodore Roosevelt, former President Theodore Roosevelt, his son actually co-founded the United States lines, which is something I actually learned researching this video. I did not know that. I was very surprised when I saw this. I was like, wait, what? How did I not know this? I really did not know this. It really surprised me. But yeah, Kermit co-founded it and used the ships that were given from Germany to America. Now, these ships consisted of ships from the North line. You know, I can't pronounce German really. Or the frankly, the Leyland line and the Hamburg American line. And these ships were German built, remember. And basically what would happen is these ships would be refurbished into America. All the interiors would be changed, the design of them would change, the name would be changed to very patriotic names, such as the SS George Washington or Theodore Roosevelt, for example. And this company was going to be a multi-type company, and it would be consisting of cargo, passengers. So, believe it or not, some lines at this time did cargo and passengers, not just one or the other. So it was both passenger ships carrying passengers only, and cargo, or just cargo ships only. And at this time, the United States lines acquired their biggest ship yet, which would be the SS Leviathan. I actually have a picture of that right there, and something I always like to see. Yeah, it's a custom mouse pad of the SS Leviathan. And this was basically put under William Francis Gibbs. His design was hired. He was, at this time, you guys know, William Francis Gibbs is the chief designer of the SS United States. And at this time, he was working for the United States lines. And at this time, he wanted to always have his own huge liner and be part of the whole blue ribbon and being part of the great giants like Britain and France in terms of the shipping industry. And he was tasked in rebuilding the SS Leviathan, which had been turned into a troop ship at the end of World War I that was taken from Britain. Formerly the SS Vaterland, the SS Leviathan would be renamed into the SS Leviathan, actually by President Woodrow Wilson, who simply got it from the Bible. Very fitting for regarded as one of the most racist and worst presidents of our time. Woodrow Wilson would grab a name from the Bible, which just baffles me, but whatever. And contrary to belief, taking the Leviathan was actually a very big deal at the time because there was a lot of legal struggle. William Francis Gibbs had a lot of legal struggle, and he convinced many people, including the U.S. government, to actually go in with the plan of refurbishing, because at the time, it was very debated if they would take such an influential liner like the Vaterland without, and there would be problems with this. See, the Vaterland was, there was three systems. Look, to fully understand the Leviathan, you have to talk about the entire trio. The trio that was designed for the Vaterland / Leviathan was called the Ballin Trio, designed by Albert Ballin. And it was basically consists of three ships: the Imperator, the Bismarck, and the Vaterland, competing against Olympic and the Titanic and pretending to become. And at this time, that's what they were designed for: three ships, so there could always be one in either New York or German ports. And when Leviathan was taken to America, that was the biggest ship it had ever had. And it really caused some problems with the line. And many people see the Leviathan as a doomed liner, and it really was. It was not fair. Gibbs did an amazing job. I'm stuttering. But Gibbs did an amazing job refurbishing the Leviathan more than anyone could really realize. I mean, the entire ship was crashed, and trashed. I think even the engines had to be repaired. Everything had to be refixed, basically. And if you guys are curious where I'm getting this information from, it's actually from this book designed after William Francis Gibbs. I've talked about it, I think, once in the other videos, but this book is basically the Bible on William Francis Gibbs. This thing has everything from his early life in the 1800s all the way to his death in the 90s. Yeah. Phenomenal book. If you guys want it, it's on Amazon. Just get it. I'm telling you. But anyway, back to what I was saying. But at this time, when chartering the SS Leviathan, you needed other ships similar size. The thing, how these ships worked was there was always a ship. There would always need to be at least two ships, two sister ships, such as the Mauretania and Lusitania, to be in one port. So they would always be making money go both ways. But the problem with the Leviathan was it was bigger, faster than any other ship given to the United States lines from Germany. And the problem was the other big ships given to the United States line from Germany, such as the now SS George Washington, were significantly smaller than Leviathan and slower. So they would not be able to keep up and or bring the same taste in terms of luxury as the Leviathan would, bringing the customer value way down on the United States lines. The United States lines was played from the beginning, believe it or not. And this is one of the things. And another main thing that plagued both the Leviathan and the line was prohibition. At this time, America had big prohibition protests around the country in alcohol consumption. And basically, it was passed that it was banned. Alcohol consumption was banned in the U.S., and this would have a huge effect on the industry in America. Ships in America were not allowed to sell any alcohol beverage at the time, making these ships not party ships. Unlike European vessels, such as the Olympic at this time, or the now majestic sister of the Leviathan, these ships would be able to carry alcohol and all sorts of beverages, while the Leviathan would only be able to carry the bare minimum of water. And the Leviathan would never see its full, actual requisition or really ever be full. And all the way to its scrapping in the 30s, the Leviathan was plagued. And by the end of the 20s, the United States lines was trying to get rid of the Leviathan. But this wasn't the only thing plaguing the United States lines. The United States lines started off decent. Their cargo lines did work very well, bringing in cash for the company. And things would go pretty smoothly until around the mid to late 20s. Around 1928, it was in the mid 20s, I'll say. The Immigration Act was passed in America, which basically said immigration was way low. Immigrants would not be able to go to America in numbers that they used to, meaning immigrating to America would be very low. And this didn't just affect American vessels such as the Leviathan like Prohibition did. This was a worldwide. Any ships that sailed to America were not able to bring as many immigrants as before this law. And this would have an entire downturn on the entire industry for a long time. America didn't want as many immigrants as it used to be, and this would plague the line until the 30s, honestly. And so I think that is a good time to end. We just discussed the full rise of the United States lines, the rise of the United States lines, and that's not a bad start. So in part 2, we'll discuss its World War II involvement and its eventual end. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Subscribe. Hope you like the new setup and everything. And I'll see you next time. Bye.